Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jessica.
And here we are again with our saintly virtues. This is the second to last one, so next week's is gonna be it.
Which, there are many more virtues than that, but we're just doing a counter to the 7 deadly sins, so we have 7.
That's correct. There are a lot more virtues than just 7. We are simply doing the 7 that were determined by Pope St. Gregory the Great to be a counter to his 7 cardinal sins.
All right,
So today's virtue is temperance. And no, just, I do not mean any reference to the social movements of the 20th century that advocated complete and total abstinence from alcohol.
yes, if only because I believe numerous bishops and priests declared those unjust laws under the rules of, just and unjust laws, which in church speak means, you don't need to follow that.
No. And in reality, they're not really. I mean, they actually weren't advocating temperance.
No.
They were advocating abstinence, but that's a completely different thing.
Yes. So, what is actual temperance, or the Latin word that is probably very similar because temperance sounds old-fashioned in Latin-y?
It is old-fashioned in Latin-y, and once again, it's another one of those ones where I found multiple definitions, so I went with the one that came from New Advent Encyclopedia, as they do a lot of Catholic stuff. I'm fairly certain they've got the right one, as opposed to some of the other sites that I found, which... If I had to take one over the other, I'm going to take the Catholic-y one.
Yeah, you don't want the Google Translate one where
Google Translate or Wikipedia no. But the Latin translation that I got for this is temperare.
Again, very similar.
Very, very similar. It's right down to the root. And the dictionary definition that I found was moderation in action, thought, or feeling. And they also made it a synonym with restraint.
Which makes sense, because our definition of gluttony was either way too much paying attention to food and drink or way too little.
Yes, exactly. And the Catechism actually has a definition for temperance, because temperance is one of the 4, I believe it is 4 cardinal virtues.
Yes, because it's one of the virtues that even the ancient Greeks had.
Yes,
they thought temperance was slightly different than we did.
Yes, there are 7 primary virtues that are mentioned within Catholic teaching, which are the 3 virtues that came to us directly from the Bible, which is love, hope, and faith, or instead of love, charity. But
yes, you did them in exact opposite order that they're listed in.
Yes, but charity was still the one that was on top, the greatest. So,
yes.
And then there are the 4 cardinal virtues of just like basic. They were cardinals because they were cardinal virtues because they were like the top of like basic human wisdom type virtues. So prudence, justice, fortitude, and temperance. And so as it's listed in there, it actually has a spot in the Catechism where they define temperance as the moral virtue that moderates the attraction of pleasures and provides balance in the use of created goods. So once again, moderation, restraint.
But both definitions seem fairly close.
And it goes very good against gluttony, and that gluttony was this disordered placing of food or drink, of a sensual pleasure. And temperance is very much putting those sensual pleasures back into right reason.
Yes, and it does in a way relate to the movement in America, simply because it wasn't so much that, they wanted to, at the beginning, get rid of all alcohol, but they wanted to stop, husbands from, drinking away all their money and, being, drunks and such.
In fairness to the people, in fairness to the primary advocates for the temperance movement, they had very good reasons for wanting people to curb their use of alcohol. They took it to a entirely disordered level.
Yes.
But from all the stories I've heard of people who were very influential in getting the temperance movement started, they were all people who, in the stories of their lives, they had very bad things happen to them because somebody in their life had a serious problem with alcohol. And everybody else in the world was just like, well, yeah, but he's a drunk. What are you going to do? And they said, no. He shouldn't be allowed to be drunk. That's, So, once again, this is one of those virtues that really kind of wraps itself up pretty quickly in a nice little box with a tight little bow. There's not a whole lot to discuss about temperance. But for you viewers out there, the thing that you should be taking away from this is God made this world. God made everything in it. There's nothing that's in this world that isn't there because he allows it. But we need to be making sure that we are, at least with regards to our lives, keeping those things in order with reason. Yes, it is okay if you are of legal age where you live to go and consume a little alcohol from time to time. But at no point in time should we be getting intoxicated to the point where we can no longer make reasonable decisions.
And yes, you literally have to eat to live.
You literally have to eat to live. But at the same time, food is just a created good that is there to help you in doing the things that God made you for. So once you reach the point where you are either putting that food on a pedestal up above that level or pushing it down as though it were some sort of evil that is actually getting in the way of you, unless, of course, food actually is getting in the way, in which case you probably already had it at a too high level. And if you're pushing it down, you're trying to push it down back to that point where it's good. Mm-hmm. But we want to make sure that we are, in all the things that we do, we are seeking to moderate our use of these created goods. Mm-hmm. So, go down below, hit the subscribe button, the bell next to it, so you'll be notified when our next episode comes out, which will be tomorrow. If you feel that we did a good job and you want to make sure that other people are able to go and see this video, hit that like button. It's not for us. It really is just to help get this out to more people. And until next time, remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
Share that love.
I'll drink to that.